Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the football field here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet on the call as we enter into week 5 of this high school football season, and it is a big matchup here on the Milford turf this week as your Scarlet Hawks welcome in one of their Kelly Rex Division rivals in the North Attleboro Rocketeers. Milford comes into the matchup still in a first-place tie in the Kelly Rex Division standings. They are a perfect 4-0 on the season. North Attleboro, meanwhile, right now in a tie for 4th place in the standings as the Rocketeers come in with a record of 2-1. North Attleboro had a dramatic game last week against the Franklin Panthers. We'll get to more of that in just a moment. Milford, meanwhile, another successful game last week as they earned their second shutout victory of the season, 24-0 over the Attleboro Bombardiers. 3 straight seasons now with a shutout victory against the Bombardiers. Milford able to get on the scoreboard early with a couple of rushing touchdowns from Romeo Holland and Nick Arujo. Nick also with a 51-yard field goal shortly before the half, and then Evan Cornelius with a touchdown pass to Cameron Phillips from 26 yards out in the 4th quarter to wrap up the scoring. And so all in all, another successful effort for the Scarlet Hawks, keeping them right at the top of the Division II power ratings heading into this week 4. North Attleboro, with that tough loss last week, they chose to have a bye week in week 3, so that is why they only have 3 games on their record so far on the season. And so right now, the coin toss going on out there on the field, and it looks like North selected to receive. So we will see the Rocketeers offense out on the field to get this game started. And so quickly going through the pregame festivities here on this Friday night, a return to more summer-like temperatures here this evening. Very comfortable out at field level for these two. Passing shower that might come through right around kickoff, but it should not be long lasting. We expect to have very good weather for this game tonight. Very good for such a high-quality matchup of 2 powerhouse programs within the Hockomock League, in Milford and North Attleboro. Plenty of media attention on this game this week, as we expect this just might be the high school football center of the universe for the next couple of weeks, with this matchup against North Attleboro tonight, and then of course the big one next week against the King Philip Warriors. But excited to get this one started for you tonight. Milford taking on North Attleboro, and we'll have the kickoff for you next here on Milford TV. It's time to get this Week 5 football action started. Milford playing host to the North Attleboro Rocketeers in the midst of 4 consecutive home games here on the Milford turf. The Hawks will still be home for next week and the week after. continuing to travel through the very difficult division portion of their schedule. And Milford lining up to kick this ball away. Nick Arujo, who was the hero of last week's game, scoring a rushing touchdown, kicking that 50-plus yard field goal, also having a number of big plays on defense, including an interception, so impacting the game in all three phases, and now about to send this kick away to get this game started. And will drive this ball into the end zone for a touchback.
First and 10, North Attleboro on their own 20-yard line.
And so that will allow North Attleboro to start this drive from their own 20. And coming out under center for the Rocketeers is number 5, Chase Frizzoli, the sophomore. A very talented underclassman leading this North Attleboro offense. He has thrown 3 touchdowns so far on the season. He's also rushed for 2 more. Handoff to get the game started. That ball put in the hands of Nathan Schultz for a short gain.
Number 2, Nathan Schultz.
A gain of just a single yard on that carry for Schultz. North Attleboro rushes back to the line from the shotgun. They hand it off once again, and still nowhere to go. Back-to-back carries for Nathan Schultz. Able to get a couple of yards that time to quickly set up a 3rd down and 7.
North Attleboro on their own 23-yard line.
Rocketeers briefly huddle it up before this 3rd down and 8, with the ball now spotted on the North 23. Rizzoli again under center. To throw towards the far side and out of play. And a late flag comes in. Jaden Archibald was back there defensively for Milford. Not sure if he might have given a push out of bounds to that receiver. And you can see right now on the sidelines the Milford coaching staff pleading the case that that was not a catchable ball. So they will give the pass interference call on the defense, and so this will allow North to advance with a fresh set of downs. So Milford with an opportunity there to get North Attleboro off the field quickly, but Jaden Archibald there with the pass interference call, and it's now 1st and 10 for the Rocketeers. They fake the handoff, and a quick pass to Giovanni Rivera towards the far side gets North Attleboro close to the 45-yard line.
Brought by number 8, Giovanni Rivera.
North Attleboro with a gut-wrenching defeat last week at the hands of Franklin. A single point deciding that game as this ball goes back up the middle, and Milford is there immediately. It's again Schultz, who hasn't had much running room on his early possessions. A quick welcome in to all of our viewers joining us via our live stream tonight over on YouTube. Our viewers continuing to grow by the second, so happy to have all of the fans tuned in to this action live tonight, taking in the sights and sounds. Whether you're a fan of Milford or North Attleboro, we're happy to have you with us. A 3rd down and 4 coming up here for the Rocketeers. Frizzoli from the shotgun looks to throw, angling this ball towards the far side for Schultz, but that pass is incomplete. No flags this time, and that will bring up 4th down.
Number 2, Nathan Schultz. That brings up 4th down and 4, North Attleboro from their own 44-yard line.
Clock momentarily paused at 9 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. Week 5 of the high school football season. And North Attleboro set up in punt formation. Isaiah Pantalone back deep. Instead, this ball over in the direction of C.J. Farrell, who fair catches a couple of yards shy of the 30. So Milford will start their first drive of the night from their own 28. And so out comes Evan Cornelius. Evan has thrown 4 touchdown passes on the season. He has rushed for 4 touchdowns as well, leading this productive Milford offense. And he will throw immediately, as it'll be a double pass here, thrown deep down the far sideline and out of the reach of C.J. Farrell. That was a touchdown in the making, but that throw just a little too far out of the reach of C.J. Farrell. It was Aiden Watson who took that pass in the flat on the near side of the field. Had plenty of space to make the throw, but could not connect. That was a very similar double pass play to what we saw to open up last season. Milford able to execute it for that long touchdown drive with Isaiah Pantalone, who hauls in this catch here on 2nd and 10. A flag down on the field as Pantalone took some heavy contact.
Caught by Isaiah Pantalone. There is a flag on the play.
This is going to back Milford up.
Holding on Milford is the call.
Holding is the call.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, 2nd down.
So we've seen it now a couple of times out of this Milford offense over the last couple of seasons, liking to go into the bag of tricks on the first possession of the game. It does not pay off here. Milford now facing a 2nd down and 20 as Cornelius takes the drop back, sends this ball towards the near sideline. It is caught by Damian Carter. Gets Milford back close to the original line of scrimmage for 3rd down. And a little bit more than that in the end, so this will set up a 3rd down and 5 as it turns out. So a nice 15-yard hookup between Cornelius and Carter. 3rd down and 5, 9:24 on the first quarter clock. As Milford hustles up on offense, they keep the ball on the ground on 3rd down, very close to the yard to gain. Romeo Holland touching the football for the first time tonight, and he has enough to move those chains. Romeo Holland tacked on to his team-leading rushing touchdown mark on the season, scoring his 7th last week as part of the victory against the Bombardiers. He remains out on the field off the left hip of Cornelius. 8:57 on the clock. Short pass tipped in the air, and it looks like Carter was able to catch it in the end. That was dangerous as Carter had that ball go off his hands straight up in the air. Probably would have been better off in the end letting that ball drop to the turf if it wasn't going to be intercepted. Ends up going as a loss of a yard, 2nd down and 11. Holland out there once again, Pantalone in motion, and he flips it back to C.J. Side. A lot of moving parts on this opening drive for Milford. Pantalone took that handoff, then flipped it back towards Farrell.
3rd down and 7, Milford.
Only able to gain 4 on the play to set up 3rd down and 7. A couple of yards shy of the Milford 45-yard line. Good showing of fans over in the visitors' bleachers as Cornelius drops back, guns it over the middle. It's complete. As once again, Cornelius targets Damian Carter. This time he makes the clean catch for the 1st down as Milford advances into North Attleboro territory. with the ball now spotted on the 47.
Milford on the North Attleboro 47-yard line.
A lot more of the passing game integrated into this first drive of the game. Quick flip to Damian Carter, who runs into the line and is then driven back. Forward progress gets him a gain of maybe 2 yards.
2-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 8. Milford.
Carter has been featured heavily here on the drive. Ticking down to 7 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Looking for our first score. Evan Cornelius out of the shotgun. He hands it off to Holland. And Holland hits a wall. He's able to stay on his feet.
Romeo Holland, the ball carrier.
Ends up scampering his way forward to the 40-yard line, so able to make something out of that. He met that defensive front of North Attleboro immediately, and was able to scramble ahead for a couple of extra yards to set up a 3rd down and short from the North Attleboro 40, 3rd down and 3. And it stays on the ground. The ball is loose. North Attleboro signaling that they have it. It looked like Milford fell on it, but no, it is North Attleboro football. There was just something that did not look right with that handoff. Arujo was not able to get a clean grasp of the football, and North Attleboro with the hard hit jarred that ball loose. And so North Attleboro, who lost the turnover battle to Franklin last week, a couple of critical turnovers that were really the difference between a win and a loss, and they're able to generate a fumble recovery here. And so North Attleboro takes over. In the way of running room for Nathan Schultz.
Romeo Holland in on the stop for the Scarlet Hawks. No gain on the play.
So a lengthy drive there on the opening possession for Milford, but unfortunately it ends in the turnover. They fake the handoff. Rizzoli will take it himself and cannot turn the corner on the far side. Is eventually driven back.
Number 5, Isaiah Pantalone in on the stop for the Scarlet Hawks.
Isaiah Pantalone in on the stop. It looked like Keith Lee was over there as well.
North Attleboro on their own 40.
So another 3rd down here for North Attleboro with the clock approaching 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 1. Rizzoli from the shotgun has it back to his left. An early movement on the line. That was Evan Cornelius. And offsides against Milford, taking their 2nd penalty here in the first quarter.
Offsides on Milford is the call. 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
And so it makes it a much more manageable 3rd down and 4 now for the Rocketeers, with the football perched right at the North 45-yard line. The student section trying to get loud for the Scarlet Hawks. Rizzoli now under center. Fakes the handoff, deep drop, running out of time, sends it over the middle, out of the reach of Giovanni Rivera. Good pressure up the middle for the Scarlet Hawks defense. And 4th down and 5 coming up, and likely another punt. So a good job for the defense of stepping up, not allowing North Attleboro to gain any traction after the turnover. .5:02 on the first quarter clock. Fair catch called for by C.J. Farrell.
Fans are reminded to grab your 50-50 raffle tickets.
And they will mark the football down at the 33.
Right now. The Milford Gridiron Club would like to thank our sponsors for this evening's game. Smart Floors Solutions Incorporated.
So no score here early.
The source for authentic kicks. And TDA, Teachers Driving Academy. Thank you all for your support of
We'll look back on some more of the details from that North Attleboro-Franklin Week 4 matchup and the next stoppage in play. In the meantime, 1st and 10 for the Hawks from their own 33. They toss it over in the direction of Romeo Holland, who tries to cut back towards the middle of the field, gets across the 35. Romeo to the sidelines. Nick Arujo back out there, looking to atone for the fumble that brought an end to Milford's first possession. High snap pulled down, and then the ball put in the hands of Nate Scudo.
Number 28, Nate Scudo on the carry.
Couple of yards gained for Nate to set up another 3rd down.
3-yard gain play.
Ball spotted now on the Milford 39.
Their own 39.
Cornelius again out of the shotgun, running back to his right. The man in motion is Isaiah Pantalone, and this play will be whistled to a halt. So a false start penalty against the Scarlet Hawks, and uncharacteristic of this Scarlet Hawks group, taking this many penalties early in the game, so perhaps just a few jitters here with the magnitude of this matchup. Milford really in the gauntlet of their schedule now, especially over these next 2 weeks. Coming down to 3.5 minutes to play. 3rd down and long for the Hawks. Cornelius in a scramble, running out of time, throws over the middle. It's caught by C.J. Farrell. He has the 1st down and some running room down the far sideline, deep inside North Attleboro territory, as he's forced out of bounds right around the North 30. And Milford making something out of nothing there. Cornelius in a scramble, had 3 defenders closing in, lofted that pass over the middle, and Farrell able to make the catch and then use his speed to rip off a big gain and set Milford up inside North Attleboro territory at the 30. So there is the freshman stepping up under the bright lights of this Week 5 matchup, and now Milford handing it off to Arujo right around the same spot of the field where the fumble happened earlier in this quarter. He forces his way down close to the North 25. Two and a half minutes to go as Milford gets the play call from the sideline. 2nd down and 6 coming up. Romeo Holland back out on the field for Milford. Set up to Cornelius's right. They fake the handoff. Evan runs it himself, runs into a pile.
Cornelius on the keeper.
And nowhere for Cornelius to go. North Attleboro sniffed that out right away. North Attleboro always such a tough defensive-minded team, regardless of who is at the helm of this program. And we talked about this a little bit during last week's broadcast. But a new head coach for North Attleboro for this season as Mike Strachan takes over the program after coaching for several seasons at rival Attleboro High School, right up until last season. Mike Strachan, an alumni of North Attleboro High School, so a homecoming for Coach Strachan. Now on third down, Cornelius tossing it over the middle off the fingertips of Pantalone. Just a little bit out of Pantalone's reach. And that sets up 4th down and 6. And we see a Nicarujo field goal try coming up here. So it'll be a 43-yard field goal try for Cornelius. He made one from 51 yards last week. And this kick is blocked, and Milford is able to fall on it. Quick penetration there for North Attleboro. It looks like it might have been Nathan Schultz that got his hand on that ball. And so the field goal try fails for Milford. So North Attleboro denies Milford the score, and the Rocketeers will now take over from their own 33-yard line, still in a scoreless game. Defense is on full display through this first quarter, which has just 1:18 seconds to go. A little bit more room up the middle for Schultz here on the first down carry. He's able to get this ball out towards the 38-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 39, the nose of the football just shy of the 40.
2nd and 3, North Attleboro on their own 40.
Second down and 3 coming up. Frizzoli with the handoff, and excellent read for the Scarlet Hawks. It was Gregory Berthium on the carry, and Milford not allowing any space to run.
Loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 4, North Attleboro from their
So it looked like
49-yard line.
Mason Baldick in on that coverage.
And that is the end of the first quarter.
And that'll end up being the final play.
0. Players, coaches, officials, and staff members are allowed onto track, area, and field.
And so again, this will give us an opportunity to look back on what was a dramatic game last week for North Attleboro as they played at home against the Franklin Panthers. North was able to take an early lead on a 49-yard rushing touchdown for Nathan Schultz, but then 3 unanswered scores for the Franklin Panthers allowed Franklin to take the lead late into the game. North chipped away in the second half, a Berthium rushing touchdown in the third quarter, and then a long drive that culminated with a 1-yard plunge into the end zone for QB Chase Frizzoli. Put North Attleboro in position to either tie or go for 2 to take the lead. Coach Strachan elected to go for 2. That 2-point conversion failed. However, North Attleboro did get the football back one last time. And there was actually a critical call late in that fourth quarter where North Attleboro threw an interception that was then overturned on offsetting penalties that allowed North Attleboro another chance, but the Franklin defense held out, and Franklin was able to escape with a 21-20 victory, handing North Attleboro for a win after taking a tough division loss last week. And now out there facing a 3rd down and 4 as we switch over to second quarter action. And a nice burst up the middle for North Attleboro. That's going to get them the first down close to midfield. That was Gregory Berthium yet again on the carry.
Here's run good for a North Attleboro first down. 8-yard gain on the play. First and 10.
8-yard gain for Berthium sets North Attleboro up at their own 47-yard line. Still very pleasant conditions out on the field as we enter into second quarter action. Tim Coed here on the call, along with an outstanding Milford TV crew. North Attleboro going heavy into their running game on this drive as they're able to push the football just inside Milford territory to the Milford 49 on another Nathan Schultz carry.
Second and 6, North Attleboro.
Second down and 6 coming up. 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Pretty swift moving first quarter. Frizzoli under center. Tosses it back to Schultz. Schultz took some contact and is wrestled to the ground at midfield. That's going to go, it looks like, as a loss of a yard. Schultz tried to reach that football back out. It's going to set up third down and long. Damian Carter was in on that defensive stop, as was Andrew Rivera. Third down and 6. Frizzoli. Looks like, is he changing up the play? Puts a man in motion. And now drops back looking to pass towards the far sideline, and that ball is caught.
Pass under 5, Chase Frizzoli is ruled incomplete.
And no, they will say incomplete. He could not hold on as he went to the ground. That was Giovanni Rivera nearly pulling off a difficult catch. He had that ball within his grasp, but yeah, as he went down to the ground, could not maintain possession. And so fourth down and 6. Punt by Berthium. And another fair catch for C.J. Farrell. And this is something that we have seen a lot in all of the games that we've covered here on the Milford turf this season. A lot of good kickers around Massachusetts high school football this season. We have not seen much room for runbacks on these punts. We've seen a lot of touchbacks on kickoffs, so there's a time in high school football where you were lucky to have an experienced kicker, but it seems like a lot of these teams have found a way to get some good experience and good execution in the kicking game that has negated an opportunity to gain some easy field position. Milford looking to sneak this ball up the middle with Romeo Holland on first down, able to get out close to the 20. They'll mark him down just a couple of inches shy of the 20-yard line. So a good opening burst on first down for Holland. Just over 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Cornelius from the shotgun, fakes the handoff to Holland. Looks like he might have lost his footing. Spills forward close to the first down yardage. Looks like he might have enough. We'll see if they send the chain gang, and they do.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks.
Got a hand around the feet of Cornelius, or if he might have tripped up. We've heard a lot of discussion about the field turf here in Milford over the last couple of weeks for both the football team and the soccer teams, that it has not been great footing out there, and we've got some unconfirmed reports that there might be an upgrade to the field turf coming here in Milford. That was all heard secondhand at a recent boys soccer game, so I don't know if that's officially in the works, but this turf has seen a lot of action since it was installed here years ago. Just over 8 minutes remaining in the half now as Milford faces 2nd down and 5. And timeout now called. North Attleboro calling their first timeout of the half, stopping the clock with 8:01 to play. So again, taking a look at the standings, not a lot of separation in the Hockomock League. 3 teams in a tie for first place, all 3 teams 1-0 within league play, and that is Milford, King Philip, and Franklin. Franklin does have a loss on the season. They are 3-1 overall, but undefeated in league play. King Philip comes into week 5 with a 4-0 record, as does Milford. Milford and King Philip are the last 2 unbeaten teams in all of the Hockomock League. Attleboro is 3-1 after their loss to Milford last week. Taunton is 3-1 on the season. Down in the Davenport division, Mansfield leads the way. They are 3-1. Stoughton is 2-2. Canton is 3-1. Foxborough is 1-3, and Oliver Ames is 2-2. That's a quick peek at the Hockomock League standings before we resume here. 2nd down and 6 for the Hawks. Nick Arujo with the carry, carrying a pile forward for a 1st down run.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks.
So Milford going back to their bread and butter here on this drive, just some straightforward, tough running up the middle that has been so successful for them this season. First and 10 as this Milford crowd gets energized. They fake the handoff to Arujo. Cornelius runs it himself, lowers the shoulders, and furrows his way forward right close to the 1st down line. Might be just a hair shy. Depends on the spot here.
9-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 1. Milford.
And so it'll be 2nd down and 1 for the Hawks.
So they're on 47.
Inching closer to midfield. The clock inching closer to 7 minutes to go. Arujo stays out there. He gets the carry. He knifes up the middle and has the 1st down and a lot more as he comes to a stop inside North Attleboro territory down at the 40.
13-yard gain on the play.
A gain of 13 for Arujo.
40-yard line.
You could see a little frustration after the play for Arujo as he nearly broke free. As this pass is out in the flat, complete to C.J. Farrell.
Cornelius is complete to C.J. Farrell.
Farrell is close to another Milford 1st down, so the Scarlet Hawks starting to get this North defense back on their heels.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks. 10-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10, Milford on the North Attleboro 30.
They do award Milford the 1st down. 1st and 10 now from the North 30. And some early movement on the line for North. No flag as Holland runs straight up the gut.
Holland on the carry.
Short gain for Holland.
gain on the play. Second
So they
and
give
8.
Holland a
On the
gain
North
of
Attleboro
2.
28-yard line.
And right back to Holland now. Had a hole for him there, but it closed in a hurry. Holland shy of the 20. So this will set up a 3rd down and about 2 for the Hawks.
6-yard gain on the play. 3rd down and 2, Milford. On the North Attleboro 22-yard line.
These defenses have been stingy so far. Milford, their best looking drive of the night so far, getting down to the North 22. Alone in motion from left to right as Cornelius keeps the ball himself, and he forces his way forward for the 1st down. Ends up getting a burst down close to the 16. As the clock continues to roll down to the last 4.5 minutes of the 2nd quarter. Been an incredibly fast-paced first half with the defenses holding the offenses in check. Will that continue? Milford on a 1st down carry from the 16. It's Arujo.
Nick Arujo on the carry.
This will set up 2nd down and 6 for Milford. Make it 2nd down and 7. Arujo back to the sideline. Holland out onto the field. This is a part of the field where Holland has really been the closer. 3 receivers to the near side for the Scarlet Hawks. Cornelius out of the shotgun. And the give is to Holland. Holland able to stay on his feet, dancing inside the 5. He's going to be shy of the goal line, but he's down to about the 3 to set up a 1st and goal. Holland just great balance there as he was able to bounce outside. Sets up 1st and goal from to the right of Cornelius. Just over 3 minutes to go in the half. Nate Scudo in motion. The give goes to Holland. He hesitates. And it looks like he is stopped shy, and then a flag comes in right at the end of the play. Holland's going to come to the sideline as we wait for the penalty call. It's a personal foul call against North Attleboro.
Flag is for a personal foul on North Attleboro.
So that'll give Milford half the distance to the goal. So
1st down, Milford. 1st and goal on the North Attleboro 1-yard line.
Ball now spotted on about the 1.5-yard line here as Cornelius will take it himself, and he spills across the goal line for the touchdown. As patriotic confetti flies from the student section. It took us until 2 minutes and 47 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. But one of these teams finally breaks through. It is Milford as they take a 6-0 lead. Arujo out for the point after. And so the point after attempt is no good. North Attleboro's been all over these kicks for Arujo. Blocking the field goal, now blocking the point after. It wasn't a block, it was just looked like a bad snap. So just a bad connection there on the Milford side. So that keeps it at a 6-0 score. So it is Cornelius who gets the rushing touchdown. So for Cornelius, that is his 5th rushing touchdown of the season from just about 2 yards out after that penalty was assessed. And what was certainly a fun visual with that confetti flying after the touchdown, I'm sure is not all that appreciated for the players out on the turf, as that confetti has now made its way all across the track and out onto the Milford bench area as this ensuing kickoff is reeled in at the goal line. And so just after our conversation earlier, North Attleboro does have an opportunity at a kick return, and they're able to take this one out just shy of the 30. You'll recall North Attleboro won the coin toss and elected to receive to start this half, which means Milford will have the football to start the 3rd quarter. But North Attleboro with 2 minutes and 41 seconds to operate here, with Milford taking a 6-0 lead. First and 10 from the 29. Zoli drops back to pass, has time, and sends it complete into the hands of Giovanni Rivera.
By number 8, Giovanni Rivera. Play good for a red Rocketeer first down.
And Rivera is able to collect the first down for the Rocketeers.
14-yard gain on the play. First and 10.
Gain of 14. Clock continuing to roll. Less than 2.5 minutes to go as North Attleboro pushes the tempo. And pressure coming in. North Attleboro able to release that throw. It's juggled and dropped.
Facility's pass falls incomplete. Pass was intended for number 8, Giovanni Rivera.
Milford had Archibald and Aiden Watson back defensively. And so despite having to rush that throw, Frizzoli was able to get it out there. But dropped by Rivera. He was a little bit ginger moving back towards the huddle. With the clock right now paused at 2 minutes and 18 seconds until we reach the half. Rivera stays out there. He's lined up out wide to the far side. As again, Frizzoli drops back. Cornelius closing in. The pass is caught, and then immediately Holland in like a missile with the tackle. And that's going to go as a loss.
Number 44, Greg Berthium. Loss of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 12. North Attleboro.
That catch was made by Gregory Berthium, but Holland there defensively. And North Attleboro with a 3rd down and 12 coming up. The clock still moving now down to 1:45. Zoli dropping back, tries to step through the pressure, throws that one out of the reach of Nathan Schultz, but a flag is in back at the line of scrimmage.
Pass was intended for number 2, Nathan Schultz. There is a flag.
To set up.
Holding on North Attleboro is the call. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a 4th down.
So 4th down and 12
North Attleboro from their own 41
from the North Attleboro 41-yard line. 1:27 seconds to go, and North Attleboro is going to punt the football. Milford once again has Farrell and Pantalone back deep. See if North Attleboro tries any kind of trickery on this punt. They keep it straightforward. And Farrell hauls it in at around the 23-yard line. And so Milford will have 1:20 here. Looks like they'll mark the football down at the 24. So North Attleboro really hasn't been able to get anything going offensively. 4 possessions and 4 punts through this first half. Milford with another chance here with the ball on the 24.
First and 10, Milford on their own 24-yard line.
These fans want to see Milford go into the half with another score. Cornelius in the shotgun. Fake the handoff to Holland. Cornelius with some time. The pass complete to Damian Carter.
Cornelius is complete to Damian Carter.
Short gain. Carter had to adjust to haul that ball in.
5-yard gain on the play.
Have a lot of room after the catch, as Milford will use their first timeout of the half, stopping the clock with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go. As usual, once we get into halftime, we'll pull our camera shot out wide, so anyone sticking around on the live stream can take in any of the halftime festivities. I believe we heard prior to the marching band also ready to take the field as well, so stay tuned to check out all of that halftime action. But meanwhile, business to attend to here in the second quarter. 1 minute 12 seconds to go. 2nd down and 5 for Milford from the 29. Receivers on the far side of the field for Milford. And Cornelius in a scramble now will take this ball himself, steps out of bounds as he crosses the 35. He gets the first down and stops the clock at 1 minute 4 seconds to go. A quick decision there, as North Attleboro had good coverage in the secondary. Cornelius saw he had the first down yardage in front of him, and he took it. Ball now spotted on the Milford 36. Carter and Pantalone on the near side. And now Pantalone in motion. They fake the handoff to Isaiah, dump it off over the middle, complete to Cameron Phillips, and a shoestring tackle made there by North Attleboro. I think that was John Gallagher for North.
Timeout Milford.
As Milford uses their second timeout. So that stops the clock with 56 seconds to go. One more timeout left for the Scarlet Hawks, leading this game by a narrow margin of 6-0. North Attleboro, after this game this week, will have 2 more road games coming up, at Foxborough and at Taunton. It's only 1 home game for the Rocketeers prior to the end of this month. They'll have 1 home game before the playoff seedings are determined. That'll be against King Philip on the 28th. So sort of the opposite that Milford has experienced in this regular season, where it's been almost all home games for the Hawks, almost all road games for the Rocketeers. 2nd and 5, 56 seconds to go, as Cornelius looks to the far side of the field, has Carter wide open for the catch into North Attleboro territory, and then out of bounds to stop the clock at 49 seconds.
13-yard gain on the play.
Nice, easy 13-yard hookup there between Cornelius and Carter, and wonder if there was something between Cornelius and Carter that they found during practice this week, because Cornelius has really made a concerted effort to get Damian Carter involved in this offensive game plan here tonight. Cornelius again drops back, has time in the pocket, throws it over the middle, complete to Pantalone, tried to split a couple of defenders as he is brought down at the 30.
And that play is good for the Scout Hawks.
Another first down. This keeps the clock moving. No, Milford will use their final timeout, stopping the clock at 41 seconds.
Timeout, Milford, their third and final of the first half.
So a situation here that, you know, Bill Belichick always loves, that opportunity to put the ball in right at the end of the half, knowing he has the football again to start the third quarter. Milford, an opportunity presenting itself here with now 1st and 10 from the North Attleboro 32-yard line. 41 seconds left. Milford cheerleaders keeping the crowd entertained during the timeout. It's been a great atmosphere once again. A huge crowd here in the home bleachers. No space available in the bleachers, and a really great crowd over on the North Attleboro side too. This has been a fun atmosphere here tonight. Two great Kelly Rex teams going head to head. Both teams back on the field out of the timeout. An empty backfield for Cornelius. He spreads them out wide. And once again has Damian Carter.
Pass by Cornelius is complete to Damian Carter.
And he is able to successfully get out of bounds, setting up a second down and about 3.
8-yard gain on the play. Second down and 2, Milford.
Make it second down and 2.
23-yard line.
Ball spotted now on the North 23. 35 seconds to go. Again, an empty backfield for Milford. This time Cornelius looking towards the near side. The ball complete to Cameron Phillips. The ball comes out at the end. North Attleboro there.
Pass by Cornelius is complete to Cam Phillips.
And so Milford able to keep the possession. Now they hustle back to the line. 20 seconds left, and they'll clock it.
Ball will be spiked by Cornelius.
And so some confusion now with the chain gang over on the far side of the field. Also, it looks like Coach Strachan in the ear of one of the officials down there. So I believe it should have been a first down for Milford after the fumble. So I think there is some confusion right now as to the current down and distance, as Milford got back to the line before the chains were set. So big time confusion here. 19 seconds left. So a first half that was cruising along has had the pace slow up just a bit here. Milford using their timeouts in a methodical 2-minute drive. And so it looks like they have everything reset now. So it was indeed a first down after the fumble. And then Milford, after spiking the football, now has second down and 10 with 19 seconds left. Pantalone again in motion, and now a flag comes in. And another false start penalty against Milford.
False start on Milford is the call. 5-yard penalty, replay.
So a 5-yard penalty will set up second down and 15 now for Milford.
15, Milford. On North Attleboro 24-yard line.
Another empty backfield for Cornelius. 2nd down and 15. Cornelius steps through the pressure, but now is brought down. And that might end things here in the first half. A big play defensively for Zachary Gallagher. 4 seconds left. Milford will spike it. And that'll bring the field goal unit out onto the field. So right now the ball is spotted on the 26.
4th and 8, Milford on the North Attleboro 26.
So it would be a 43-yard field goal try coming up here. He tried one from 43 yards out in the first quarter. That was blocked. And this time he's able to get the kick away, and the kick is good. And that will be the final play of the half. Nick Araujo comes through with another long field goal. Successful from 43 yards out. And that will send Milford into halftime with a 9-0 lead. So a grind of a first half. But Milford goes into the break with the lead. And so we will pause now for halftime festivities out on the Milford turf. Again, it is a 9-0 lead for the Scarlet Hawks on top of the North Attleboro Rocketeers. They put 15 minutes on the clock for this halftime, so if you're joining us on our YouTube live stream coverage, hold tight for the next few minutes, enjoy halftime, and we will be back with the third quarter next here on this coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV.
And now, fans, please welcome back the Scarlet Hawks Marching Band for their halftime performance. They'll be performing Fireball and Sweet Caroline. Fans at this time, please take out your 50-50 split the pot raffle tickets. We do have the winning number. And the winning number is 842-6638. Again, it is 842-6638. If that ticket is yours, please come up to the press box to claim your winnings. Thank you.
Welcome back in, everybody. Time to get the second half started in this Kelly Rex Division clash between Milford and North Attleboro. A 9-0 lead for the Scarlet Hawks. And North Attleboro kicking the football away to Milford. And a little squib kick here that went off the hands of the Scarlet Hawks. And now a fight for it at midfield. It looks like North Attleboro might have fallen on it. And no, Milford will hang on. That ball went hard off the hands of the Scarlet Hawks, making that a live football, even though it didn't go 10 yards. But Milford was able to regain possession. That was Cam Phillips. And so unsure if that was a designed onside kick or just a low line drive kickoff, but almost served as an onside kick there for North Attleboro. But instead, Milford has possession at midfield to start the third quarter. And Romeo Holland with a nice burst.
Eight-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 2, Milford. On the North Attleboro 42.
Of this second half. Cornelius out of the shotgun. Right back to Romeo Holland, who changes course towards the near side of the field. Has the first down. Gets himself across the 35-yard line. Milford did a nice job moving the ball downfield in those closing seconds of the first half. They weren't able to put it in the end zone, but set up shop for a 43-yard field goal for Nick Arujo, his second straight game with a field goal. And now Milford will hand it off to Nick Arujo on 1st and 10, and Arujo just continuing to churn those legs forward. Getting down inside the 25-yard line, and he's going to have enough for another first down for Milford.
Ten-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10, Milford on the North Attleboro 24.
Arujo still out there off the right hip of Cornelius as that ball is sent out into the flat. It's complete to CJ Farrell, but for a loss as Farrell and Damian Carter collided over there on the far side. So Carter got forced back right into CJ Farrell. And ends up going as a loss to set up 2nd down and 13 for the Hawks. Just over 9.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Cornelius taking this ball himself, tries to push one of his own blockers forward. Able to get back inside the original line of scrimmage. That's going to set up a 3rd down and 9.
4-yard gain on the play. 3rd down and 9, Milford on the North Attleboro 23-yard line.
Ball now down at the 24. Holland switches to the right side of Cornelius. They fake the handoff. Cornelius looking to throw, the pocket collapsing. Cornelius targeting the back corner of the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. Cameron Phillips was back there, but could not hold on. Cornelius using every second he had there. And that throw was right on the money. Phillips just couldn't make the catch, and you could see from the reaction from Phillips, frustrated with himself as he dropped a surefire touchdown. And now another field goal attempt here for Araujo. This one from 42 yards, and no problem.
And that makes your score Milford 12, North Attleboro 0.
So it is now a 12-0 lead for the Scarlet Hawks. Back-to-back successful field goals for Cornelius. Back-to-back successful field goals for Nick Araujo, excuse me, to give the Scarlet Hawks a 12-0 lead. We'll take a quick pause here on the broadcast. More to come in just a moment here on Milford TV.
Number 18, Nick Araujo is set to kick off.
Official distance on that field goal, 40 yards for Araujo. So he's kicked one from 43 and now one from 40. Upping the Milford lead to 12-0 as Araujo now sends a squib kick up the middle of the field. And they stop the progress on the return as they say that the return man's knee was down at the 25. So that is where this drive will start for the Rocketeers.
Number 84, Jack Mumley on the return for North Attleboro. He was ruled down at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10, Red Rocketeers.
So North Attleboro with that interesting kickoff to start this 3rd quarter that may or may not have been a designed onside kick. Gives Milford a short field. We're able to get another field goal to tack on to the lead. Frisoli with some time in the pocket now steps up and is tackled from behind.
Frisoli on the keeper. Mason Baldick and Nick Araujo in on the stop.
Mason Baldick and Nick Araujo credited in on that coverage.
And 4, North Attleboro on their own 31.
As North Attleboro pushes the tempo here. They now hand it off to Nathan Schultz. He is stopped shy of the 1st down. So very quickly sets up 3rd down and 2 as we dip under 8 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Handoff on 3rd down. Milford trying to push North Attleboro back, but it looks like they'll give forward progress enough for the 1st down. Indeed they do. Just enough.
Good for North Attleboro 1st down.
As we get a little more confetti released from the student section. Not quite sure of the timing of that release. Zoli now looking deep over the middle, has a receiver there, and it's off his fingertips. Giovanni Rivera was able to sneak away from the defense, had a touchdown in front of him. That ball ever so slightly overthrown. Zoli had to step up into the rush. It was a good ball, just out of Rivera's reach.
Second and 10, North Attleboro.
We haven't seen North Attleboro try a lot of shots downfield in this game. Nearly broke one off there, but the pass incomplete. Second down and 10 from the North Attleboro 38. They go back to the ground game on second and 10. Gain of about 3 yards this time for Nathan Schultz.
Three-yard gain on the play. Third down and 7, North Attleboro on their own 41-yard line.
Zoli this time from the shotgun. Milford showing some pressure. Zoli with some time over the middle. The ball comes out. It is incomplete. A crushing hit there to jar that ball loose. Milford timed that hit perfectly.
Pass was intended for number 84, Jack Munley. Number 5, Isaiah Pantalone in on the pass breakup.
That was Isaiah Pantalone leveling that punishing hit.
And 7, North Attleboro from their own 41-yard line. Number 44, Greg Berkium in punt formation.
So sets up a 4th down and 8 and a North Attleboro punt.
CJ Farrell and Isaiah Pantalone are deep for Milford.
A kick away, and again Farrell will call for the fair catch.
Fair caught by CJ Farrell.
Reels it in at about the 26-yard line. So another punt for the Rocketeers. Ever so close there to breaking off a long touchdown, but instead forced into another punt.
First and 10, Milford on their own 26-yard line.
And so the Scarlet Hawks offense comes back out onto the field, starting this drive from their own 26. And it is Romeo Holland in the backfield. He takes the handoff on first down, tries to bounce towards the far side. Gets out past the 30.
5-yard gain on the play.
Gain of 5 for Holland.
On their own 31-yard line.
Milford really has been dominating the time of possession in this game. Fake the handoff to Holland this time. It's Cornelius who takes the ball himself out close to the 35. They'll mark him down right at the 35. At the 35. The 3rd and 2 now for Milford. As Holland comes to the sideline, Arujo out into the backfield. We haven't seen much from Ronan Swineford in this game so far. Perhaps with the extra size up front for North Attleboro, Milford's been using their sturdier backs. As this was a bad snap here. Cornelius now just trying to fall on the ball. Arujo was also in there, but it looks like Cornelius was able to fall on it. It was a high snap. Cornelius tried to pull it down, continued to juggle, and then just tried to fall on the ball.
High snap is recovered by Cornelius.
And so it turns it into a 4th and 10 now for Milford. They will have to punt.
Loss of 8 on the play. 4th and 10, Milford.
This will just be Milford's first punt of the game. And it's blocked back towards the end zone, and North Attleboro is going to fall on it. And that is a touchdown. It is Gregory Berthium who gets back there and falls on the football in the end zone.
Number 44, Greg Berthium with the block punt and scoop score for the touchdown.
So North Attleboro has continued to put pressure on the kicking game. They blocked a field goal attempt for Nick Araujo earlier in the game, blocked the extra point on Milford's only touchdown of the game. And now blocking this punt, and North Attleboro able to get the successful two-point try.
And then they just score Milford 12, North Attleboro 8.
So something that they were not able to do last week in a critical point in the second half. They're able to get the two-point conversion here, so a very interesting score right now of 12-8. And so the North Attleboro defense forcing a fumble in the first quarter. That did not come back to bite Milford, but here a blocked punt. The North Attleboro special teams making a critical play, and that is how North Attleboro finally gets on the scoreboard in this game.
Number 82, Austin Clemente, set to kick off for the Red Rocketeers.
So a 4-point differential on the scoreboard with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter, as North Attleboro will now kick the ball away. A straight line kick will end up in the hands of Isaiah Pantalone. Gives a stiff arm as he tries to keep going towards the near sideline. The ball loose on the ground, and North Attleboro has it. And so not a good decision there at all for Isaiah Pantalone. Trying the stiff arm, did not protect the football, and so Milford all of a sudden making some critical mistakes.
First and 10, North Attleboro. The ball is on the Milford 17-yard line.
So Milford making unusual mistakes. And right now both teams huddling it up as North Attleboro will have possession from the Milford 16. So the Scarlet Hawks, who have not trailed at any point this season, in a dangerous situation right here, holding on to a 4-point lead, but gifting North Attleboro the football deep inside Milford territory. And all of a sudden, a very quick pendulum swing of momentum in this third quarter. It was really all Milford. North Attleboro's offense has been largely ineffective in this game, but their defense has been terrific. Their special teams making a big play on the punt block, and now making a big play, forcing the fumble on the ensuing kickoff. And we'll see what the North offense can do here with a very short field. Frizzoli targeting the end zone right away, but that ball is caught out of bounds.
Pass number 5, Chase Frizzoli's ball is incomplete. Pass was intended for number 89.
When we talked to Coach Olson back during the preseason, he looked back on that state semifinal game against King Philip and said that he didn't feel like in their stage of development contend and win in those critical games in this season. All of a sudden now one of those critical games presenting itself. And meanwhile, here is Nathan Schultz, who breaks away. A flag comes in at the end of the play, but that will be a touchdown run for Nathan Schultz. Multiple flags down now on the field. So personal foul call against North Attleboro.
Following the touchdown, there was a call for a personal foul on North Attleboro.
So it looks like they will assess penalty perhaps after the kickoff. Up for a point after attempt here, as they have now taken a 14-12 lead. Milford puts pressure on, but the kick is away, and the kick is good. So 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go, and what an incredible sequence here for North Attleboro. A blocked punt in for a touchdown, a forced fumble on a kickoff, and then 2 plays later into the end zone for a touchdown. And this game, in a blink, went from a 12-0 Milford lead to a 15-12 North Attleboro lead. And Milford needing to regroup here. Again, we mentioned it just a moment ago, Milford had never trailed at any point in this by 3.
Kickoff for North Attleboro.
On this kickoff, it is again Pantalone and also Damian Carter lined up deep. And so interesting here, as it seemed as though that they had called the personal foul penalty on North Attleboro, but clearly from where they have set up this kick on the field, the penalty was on Milford. So North Attleboro should be able to blast this kick out of the end zone, and they do. So a touchback will set Milford up at the 20 with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. And this offense needing to settle things down here and try to wrestle momentum back. We went through the stages of that game that North Attleboro played against Franklin last week, despite another running play for Holland. This time nowhere to go.
One yard gain on the play. Second down and 9, Milford, from their own 34.
Just 1 yard gained to set up second down and 9. Clock rolling down to 2:53 to play. Alias keeps Holland to his left, drops back, looks towards the far sideline, has CJ Farrell there for the catch. Hauled in at the North Attleboro 44-yard line. Another big play for the freshman. He has made his presence felt in this game tonight. A gain of 22 on that hookup from Cornelius to Farrell. 2.5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Back to Holland now. Tries to run away from the defense. A flag comes in as Holland flies forward, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage at least. I think where this flag came in, this might be a holding call against Milford. No penalty assessed to North Attleboro. Didn't quite see what the call was.
The flag is for a face mask on North Attleboro.
So they call a face mask against North Attleboro.
5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So it's 1st and 5 for the Hawks from the 40. Now it's Nicarujo. He's able to slip up the middle. He has a first down as he gets down inside the 20. Inside the 30, I should say. Down to the 28-yard line.
Milford on the North Attleboro 28-yard line.
Milford going no huddle here, right back to the line. Rougeau stays out there. He gets the call yet again. This time runs into a crowd, nowhere to go. A gain of maybe a yard or two. And this will take us down inside the final 90. In the games we've covered so far this season, the outcome to the fourth quarter, but a different story here tonight in a game that has been a real tough physical battle between these two teams. North Attleboro has stolen momentum in this third quarter to take the 15-12 lead. Milford looking to answer here with 60 seconds to go in the third quarter, and the Scarlet Hawks will call timeout. So again, as we look at how things unfold moving forward here for these two teams after tonight, North Attleboro will travel to Foxborough next week to take on the Warriors, who have had a tough season so far. They are 1-3 overall. The Warriors have scored just 35 points through their first 4 games. Milford, meanwhile, all eyes will be here on the Milford turf next week for that titanic matchup between the Scarlet Hawks and the King Philip Warriors. Will both teams come in with unbeaten records? Milford will need to come from behind here in the late stages of this game. It's just a one-score game. A field goal could tie this one up. We've already seen 2 of those out of Nicarujo tonight. In these kind of close games, so important to have that reliable kicker on your side. Although the kicking game has been anything but automatic in this one tonight with the blocked punt that served as a big momentum changer earlier in this quarter. 2nd down and 8 for the Hawks out of the timeout. Cornelius taking it himself. He has the first down.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks.
A good fake there for Cornelius to set up the quarterback keeper, and another first down. Clock still rolling, down towards 45 seconds to go in this third quarter. And it's 1st and 10 Milford now from the 17. And the give is to Holland. Somebody had a hold of the uniform of Holland as he tried to sneak his way through the middle. Just a gain of 2 that time for Romeo. And it looks like Milford's going to let the rest of this time run down in the third quarter. So that will take us into the fourth with the score. North Attleboro 15 and Milford 12. So again, unfamiliar territory here for the Scarlet Hawks, being on the losing end of a score. But a good-looking drive. They'll have 2nd down and 7 as the fourth quarter begins. We'll take a very quick timeout on the broadcast. The fourth quarter starts next here on Milford TV.
Second down and 8, Milford. On the North Attleboro 16-yard line to begin the fourth quarter of play.
Back in for the start of the fourth quarter. Second down and 7 for Milford from the 16 as Cornelius has room up the middle and he takes it in. Touchdown, Scarlet Hawks. A 16-yard race to the end zone for Cornelius. His second rushing touchdown of the game. And this is going to give Milford the lead back. And Arujo again is out for the point after try. And this time Arujo able to get the kick away, and the kick is good. So one play into this fourth quarter, Milford is able to retake the lead. It is now 19-15 Hawks. Field goals and the missed extra points, it's been interesting score combinations as this game has gone on. So a 4-point lead right now for Milford, which plays into their favor if you're talking about North Attleboro trying to get themselves into field goal territory. A field goal wouldn't pull this game even. North Attleboro had all of their offensive success thanks to critical plays from their special teams with the blocked punt and then the forced fumble on a kickoff. When their offense has been on the field, they have been limited. As this kickoff is going to go out through the end zone for a touchback. The North Attleboro offense on their last possession, they were gifted field position at the Milford 16-yard line. And that was where Nathan Schultz was able to collect a 16-yard rushing touchdown to give North Attleboro the lead. Milford has wrestled the lead back. And so North Attleboro will start this drive from their own 20-yard line with 11 minutes and 55 seconds remaining in this football game. Frizzoli will look to throw on first down, targeting the far sideline, but that ball is out into the North Attleboro bench, intended for Giovanni Rivera.
Second down and 10, North Attleboro on their own 20. North Attleboro on their own 20.
Second down and 10. Frizzoli under center. Rivera goes in motion. As the handoff goes to Schultz, and Milford read that very well, forcing Schultz back. Forward progress getting Schultz back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like they'll give him 1 yard of forward progress to set up third down and 9 from the 21.
And 9, North Attleboro on their own 21-yard line.
This time Frizzoli will go from the shotgun on 3rd and 9. Drops back under some heavy pressure, and he's able to complete that pass to Rivera. And they will mark Rivera down at the North 41-yard line. A good third down conversion there for the Rocketeers. As we dip under 11 minutes to play, North Attleboro hustles back to the line, and they keep it on the ground on 1st and 10. Schultz brought down shy of the 45. So another high throw for Frizzoli, but Rivera was able to go up to get it.
3-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 7, North Attleboro on their own 44.
Football at the 44-yard line. 2nd down and 7. 3 backs behind Frizzoli. And room this time for Christopher Hanowich getting the carry. And Hanowich gets North Attleboro the 1st down.
Number 7, Christopher Hanowich on the carry. He's running good for North Attleboro 1st down.
New line of scrimmage is the Milford 46.
10-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10.
After that gain of 10, so
46.
North Attleboro having some decent success here, getting inside Milford territory. 9:49 on the clock. And this time the toss back to Hanowich. Uses a stiff arm and then is forced out of bounds with a hard hit. And now they signal to move the chains, so another 1st down play for the Rocketeers as they get this ball down to the Milford 35. This has been the best looking offensive drive of the game for the Rocketeers. Right now the clock paused at 9:41. They'll just keep the same formation out there. Had Milford guessing, but not this time. Mason Baldick there to bring Hanowich down for a 1-yard loss.
Loss of 1 on the play. 2nd and 11, North Attleboro on the Milford 36.
North Attleboro has played turnover-free football so far tonight. Milford has had 2 turnovers. The fumble lost on their 1st drive of the game, and then that fumble by Isaiah Pantalone on the kickoff back in the 3rd quarter. And a good job there by the defense staying focused with Berthium scrambling around. And it was Baldick again with the tackle after Berthium was able to elude the initial tackle. And again, negative yardage for the Rocketeers. Now set up in a 3rd down and 13 with the ball spotted on the 43. Frizzoli from the shotgun drops back to throw, has time, looks over the middle, and the pass is intercepted by Nick Arujo. So turnover free no more for North Attleboro as that ball was put right into the hands of Nick Arujo, who runs it back close to the 45-yard line. A critical turnover here in the 4th quarter. Frizzoli had time in the pocket. He just underthrew that ball. He was targeting Giovanni Rivera, but that ball was badly underthrown, and Arujo took advantage. Somebody might have gotten a hand on that ball on the way through, but that allowed Arujo the interception, his 2nd week in a row with an INT. And so it is now 1st and 10 Milford.
Timeout Milford, the 3rd and final of the 2nd half.
From their own 44. Milford will call a timeout here. So the announcement was Milford timeout. It's possible it was a North Attleboro timeout. But at any rate, the clock is paused with 8 minutes and 16 seconds to go. An exciting one here on the Milford turf tonight. This matchup has played out as advertised. We expected this to be the toughest test of the season yet for Milford, as the opponents just keep getting tougher and tougher as we get deeper into this schedule. And so Milford holding on to a 4-point lead. Nick Arujo with a critical turnover. can the offense take advantage and tack on to this lead?
Milford on their own 44-yard line.
First and 10 for the Hawks from their own 44. Evan Cornelius in the shotgun with Romeo Holland to his right. Cornelius will run it himself. He's able to break free, has the first down, and then is wrapped up by Hainwich. Came in a little low on that tackle, but Cornelius gets right back up. An 11-yard scramble there for Cornelius. And the ball now spotted at the North Attleboro 45. More excellent camera work on the sidelines by Emily Champagne, our Milford TV intern, getting you up close to the action. 7:39 on this fourth quarter clock. Cornelius lets the play clock wind down, then hands it off to Romeo Holland. Goes up the middle for a gain of maybe 3. Gain of 2 to set up second down and 8.
2-yard gain on the play. Second and 8, Milford. The ball was on the North Attleboro 43-yard line.
Holland stays out there. And Cornelius again calls his own number. He's going to be brought down shy of the first down as he crosses the 40 down to maybe the 38. Third and 2 coming up as the clock continues to roll under 6.5 minutes to play. As everyone looks to the sideline for the play call. It's Holland, the lone running back. Nate Scudo in motion. They hand it off to Holland, and he cannot escape as Gregory Berthium makes the big defensive play. And it sets up 4th down and 4 as Milford lost a yard on the play. So 4th and 4 from the 39. It would be a 56-yard field goal from this spot on the field.
Loss of 1 on the play. 4th and 4, Milford. On the North Attleboro 39.
They will not attempt the field goal. Instead, they keep the offense on the field on 4th and 4. Rougeau is on the field. It is Evan Cornelius who takes the football himself up the middle and is able to get the first down.
And that play is good for the Scarlet Hawks.
Aggressive play call for the Scarlet Hawks, but
7-yard gain on the play.
Cornelius up to the task. He gains 7, protects the football there as he went to the ground, and it's 1st and 10 Milford now from the North Attleboro 32. Clock ticking down to 4:52 to play. Rougeau stays out there. He gets the ball on 1st down and runs into the pile. Not a lot there. Looks like he's able to get just inside the 30.
Two-yard gain on the play. 2nd and 8, Milford.
And they mark him down right at the 30-yard line. Milford using the clock to their advantage on this drive. 2nd down and 8 coming up, as the snap will come right around 4 minutes to play. Holland back out there. And Holland gets the ball. Takes it out past the 25-yard line to set up a 3rd down and short, with the clock winding down, and getting into more reasonable field goal territory here.
Third down and 2, Milford.
The field goal would make it a 7-point game, but Milford would certainly love to have a touchdown here to give themselves some more breathing room. 3:25 to go, third down and 2. As again, Cornelius will take it himself, gets away from initial contact into the open field and in for the touchdown. Evan Cornelius with a 24-yard rushing touchdown. All of the touchdowns for Milford so far in this game have been Evan Cornelius rushes. That is his 7th rushing touchdown of the season, 3rd of the game. And the extra point drilled through the uprights by Nick Arujo. And so that makes the score now 26-15 in favor of the Scarlet Hawks with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go. Cornelius getting some love on the sideline from Owen Callahan, his backup. Milford converting a 4th down on that drive, and then Cornelius with a 24-yard rushing touchdown to now give Milford an 11-point lead with 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go.
Number 18, Nick Arujo set to kick off.
Getting a little bit breezier out there on the field, and Arujo having to reset the football on the tee before we get this kickoff. Blasts this kick to the goal line, and North Attleboro lets it roll in for a touchback.
First down and 10, North Attleboro from their own 20-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for North from the 20 with 3:13 to play. We'll see what Coach Strachan has on his play sheet for this situation. North needing a quick score to try to give themselves a chance. Frizzoli from the shotgun drops back, has room in the pocket. The pocket now collapses. He rolls out to his right. Now tosses back. 5-yard line. Frizzoli in a mad scramble. No, they'll say that was incomplete. It looks like Berthium was able to haul that in.
Second and 10, North Attleboro on their own 20-yard line.
So instead, 2nd down and 10. As Frizzoli was eventually flushed from the pocket. And so no, that ball could not be held onto by Berthium. So now 2nd down and 10. A ball lofted to the near sideline. Archibald there. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. Jaden Archibald, the Milford captain, with an interception. Milford's 2nd interception of the game. And Milford celebrates on the track as the Scarlet Hawks will take over with 2 minutes and 58 seconds to go. North Attleboro having to force the issue. They needed to get the ball downfield, but that ball lofted high in the air towards the near sideline. Archibald had it lined up and able to make sure he kept the feet in bounds there as he hauled that ball in right on the near sideline. Outstanding play from the Milford captain, Jaden Archibald. So Milford showing some big-time mental toughness in this game after so many things went wrong for the Hawks in that sequence in the third quarter, between the punt block that went for a touchdown, the fumble on the ensuing kickoff that led to the North Attleboro rushing touchdown that allowed North to take the lead. But Milford going back to the things that they do well. They did not get down in this game and able to answer that Schultz rushing touchdown with a pair of Evan Cornelius rushing touchdowns and also a pair of interceptions taking place in this fourth quarter. Nick Arujo and Jaden Archibald with picks. And the Scarlet Hawks now with a 2nd down and 4 with 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. North Attleboro will utilize all of their timeouts. Both teams continuing to talk things over here. We will be back with coverage again next week as Milford hosts King Philip. It's going to be a week of big-time rivalries playing out here on the turf field next week. We will also have coverage next week of the boys varsity soccer matchup with Oliver Ames. Two notorious Hockomock League rivals, two teams that have operated at the top of their respective division standings. And so that game will play out on October 12th on Wednesday of next week. So we will be here with live streaming coverage of that game at 3:45 when that game begins on Wednesday, October 12th. And then, of course, we'll have the football action on Friday night at 7 next week between Milford and King Philip. So two outstanding rivalries, one in boys soccer and one in football, playing out here on Milford TV next week. So we hope you will tune in for both of those games. The clock rolling down to the final 2 minutes of this fourth quarter. Cornelius hands it off to Romeo Holland. He bounces off initial contact, throws a defender down, and will take this ball in for the Scarlet Hawks touchdown. It's a 26-yard rushing touchdown for Romeo Holland. So the first player other than Evan Cornelius to see the end zone in this game today, Romeo Holland, scores his 8th rushing touchdown of the season. This one from 26 yards out. And another successful point after for Nick Arujo. And so that expands the lead out to 33-15 now. Milford on top of North Attleboro with 1 minute and 59 seconds to go.
Fans, a reminder as you are leaving, please remove all trash from the stands. Again, please
this was a 9-0 game at the half. A grinded out first half with both of these defenses operating at a high level. Then turnovers allowing North Attleboro to take the lead, but Milford finding their form. And in the end, it looks like they will take this game by a fairly comfortable margin. And meanwhile, it looks like they had some penalties after that touchdown for Milford that will allow Nick Arujo to kick this football off from, it looks like, the 35-yard line. Now they will move it back, so a little confusion out there on the field before we get set for this kickoff. They will set it up from the 45-yard line. We'll see if Arujo can split the uprights on this kick. And that one a little wide to the left. But a touchback for Arujo, and North Attleboro will come out to their own 20-yard line. An 18-point lead now for the Scarlet Hawks.
First and 10, North Attleboro on their own 20.
Sophomore QB Chase Rizzoli out of the shotgun here for North. He drops back, looks over the middle, targeting Giovanni Rivera, but that pass is incomplete.
Pass by for Rizzoli falls incomplete. That brings up second and 10, North Attleboro on their own 20.
Another outstanding game for Milford QB Evan Cornelius. This team has been so difficult to handle in the ground game. 3 rushing touchdowns for Cornelius. Romeo Holland again getting in with a late score. And more big plays defensively throughout the night. Araujo and Archibald with interceptions. That punishing hit that forced an incompletion by Isaiah Pantalone in this second half. The captain, Mason Baldick, standing tall with some key tackles.
On their own 19-yard line.
A lot of heroes on this defense. As we wind down towards the final minute of this fourth quarter, North Attleboro takes the line. It's 3rd down and 11. And they hand it off to Hanwich.
Hanwich on the carry.
He's able to get back to about the line of scrimmage. This clock will continue to roll. North Attleboro.
A 1-yard gain on the play. Down and
not sure what they'll do here in these closing seconds. Right now, North huddled up as this clock winds down to 30 seconds to play. So they'll let this clock go all the way down inside the final 10 seconds. So we'll see this go all the way down to zeros on the scoreboard. And a final score that perhaps does not tell the story of just how close and difficult a game this was, but in the end, Milford gains the separation they needed with an outstanding fourth quarter. Milford scores 3 touchdowns in this fourth quarter, and they end up earning themselves a solid 33-15 victory. And so Milford will stay unbeaten on the season. The team that came into this week leading the Division II power ratings will likely stay on top of those power ratings. And the task in front of them is a big one as they will head into Week 6 to take on their nemesis from a season ago, the King Philip Warriors, a team that earned a narrow margin of victory against Milford in the regular season last year and then extinguished Milford's hopes of a Super Bowl berth in the state semifinals. This is a game that these players have had circled on the calendar for a long time. These Milford players used that themselves head-to-head against the Warriors comes just 7 days from now, and you better believe we will have live streaming coverage of that game here on our Milford TV YouTube channel, so we hope you will check out that coverage next week. We also hope you will check out our coverage of Milford boys soccer coming up on October 12th next week as Milford hosts Oliver Ames. It'll be a great week of coverage here on Milford TV, so we really hope you will join us for both of those games. But in the meantime, a big thank you to our Milford TV crew doing outstanding work once again this week. Our director for the game is Jack Marino. Our main camera operator is Scott Crisafulli, and our sideline camera operator is Emily Champagne. And I am Tim Coette. That final score, one final time, Milford defeats North Attleboro by a final score of 33-15. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.